Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I've been basically stuck at home for the last 4 or so days and I decided to kill some time. I've been throwing these bad boys around and after all I've been doing with them, I've decided I think I should make a video about them, hopefully to persuade a few more people out there to buy these because they are super fun to throw and pretty easy once you get the technique. Now, what I've done is I've boiled it down to sort of three things when it comes to throwing both of these. Now, the axes are a little different because they're a little bit lighter and they've got more of a heavier swing, which I've kind of found makes them a little bit easier to throw, more easier to throw than these. So what it comes down to is three things, is how you hold it, your positioning, and tenacity. You've got to throw these quite a lot, and I do mean a lot. I've been throwing them for solidly for about 4 days. I've probably thrown about hundreds of times to get sort of technique down in order to throw these reasonably accurately. And what I have kind of found is that every morning I kind of need to do some warm-up throws. So I'll come down here in the morning and I'll throw a couple at the target and they just won't stick. But as I keep going through it, it will get better and eventually I'll start getting ones in, then twos in, and then triples in. So tenacity and patience is really important when throwing these. The way I've discovered, which is the best way to throw them, in my opinion, is to hold them like this. Your little pinky should just be around the bottom of the Seax, and it should be pointed like this at the target. Not like this, like this. I found that it seems to stick in the target better because the point is coming over and it seems to be hitting the target much better. What I've found is that you point it at your target and you bring it to your ear and then straighten your arm. Now, there is going to be kind of a bit of a flick to it, which I've found works. So it's to your back, to your bow, basically to your ear, and then flick it out. Now, I have also found if you stare at what you're trying to hit, it helps. So if there's a part of the target you want to hit, you stare at that and reasonably it'll hit that area. So it's just your only kind of aiming system. So you have to stare at it hard and then throw for it. And most of the time I found it has hit around the area that I've wanted it to by at least an inch or so. Okay? Okay, so distancing, I've put it at around 3 big steps or so from the target. So I set up my target here, and as I said, it's around 3 steps. You will probably adjust your range as you throw. So it's 1, 2, 3. And on the ground here at my foot, I basically put a brick to stand on, really, so that every time I come down here, I've got something to mark where to throw. So let's do some throwing and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to start off by throwing these a few times, and what you will realise is that these are incredibly lighter and there's a bit more of a flicky motion to it, so you've got to make sure that you throw it with quite a bit of strength. You've got to throw the Seaxes with a bit more strength, but it's more so to keep it going, spinning in a straight line, so it doesn't go to the ground or it doesn't go too high. That's to keep that arm nice and straight. So to your ear and then straight. So let's give it a shot. Okay, so if you were looking carefully, you would have seen that my hand doesn't always straighten out. It goes kind of like a little bit of a flick, and that's because it's a lot lighter. So simply doesn't need to throw that hard. don't need to throw that hard. Now these, basically more strength keeps it nice and straight. So let's throw some of these and see how it goes. So there you go, some tips and ideas for when you're throwing at home, and now some maintenance things you should be aware of. Sometimes you can get axes that do this, whereas the head of the axe slips further down the shaft. That's normal, it happens on occasion. So what I found is have something blunted, and you can move the head back up like that. Also, just a bit of a warning, the tips of these can snap off, and that's only because there's a stone wall here, and sometimes, when I've started throwing, sometimes I miss and it's hit the stone wall. It's not really a problem, even with the tips snapped off, snaps off maybe 1 or 2 millimeters, if that, and even then they can still stick in pretty well. But if you want to fix that, it's pretty simple. The way I've been doing it is I've just been getting a puck sharpening stone and basically grinding down the tip so that it has a little bit more of an edge, so it's not just a blunted top. And that's been working well enough for me. I'm pretty sure you'll have some better ideas, but that's just a simple thing that's just worked for me. It does take about an hour or so of grinding and sharpening, but it works. So if you have any other ideas, by all means, share. Cleaning, obviously you'll have better ideas of how to do this, but the way I've done it is the way I've always taken care of my steel weaponry, is WD-40, scouring pad, and a cloth to wipe. So spray on the WD-40, scouring pad, scrub it, and then just wipe everything off with a cloth. And it's worked pretty well so far. I clean these usually at least every day after I use them for well over a good hour or so. So you can get these and these, as well as a number of very cool and interesting items at oldwares.co.uk. And I'm just doing this as a sort of like semi-review / advertisement for the two guys who run it, and hope you give them some more business. They're very good at what they do, and they're very good at keeping quality control, because they're HEMA experts and they will use this stuff for various things to make sure that you get good quality items. So yeah, hope you're all doing well, and God's be with you.